So we're going to be talking about posture, all right, on this call. And I want us to be absolutely clear here, guys, when it comes to piquing interest, all right? We're talking about piquing interest, how you go about really connecting with potential clients, potential people that you want to have a relationship with. So this doesn't even have to be a part of business, guys. This could just be, how you have a relationship. Do we have any single people on the call? Put one in the chat if you're single, right? Now, have a think about this. Now's your chance, guys. Now's your chance to get it out there. Only joking. I'll give you guys the chance to, mingle and jingle. So, singles. How would it look if you saw a guy or a female that you were attracted to and you were just sliding on in their DMs, acting all desperate and that? Like sliding in their DMs, saying, "Hi, have you ever thought about marriage? Hi, have you ever thought about marriage?" Like, I'm seeing not cool. You guys are laughing. Nah. LOLs, right? Have you ever thought about marriage? Like, just some random person that you don't even know. You see their picture, you like the look of their picture, and you're just going to slide in their DMs and say, "Have you ever thought about marriage?" Someone put block. Run away from him, psycho, right? Now, that is how some of you guys run your business. You're sliding in people's DMs saying, "Have you ever thought about Forex?" That's so weird. "Have you ever thought about trading?" Well, no. Who wakes up? Did any of you wake up one morning and just think about trading? Nobody thinks about trading, right? So rule number one, guys, please. Who's got their pen? Rule number one. Don't do weird stuff like sliding in people's DMs, asking them, have they ever thought about trading? The first thing I'm going to think of is scam. Don't do it, right? I'm going to give you the do's and don'ts, right? How not to peak. Ricardo said, "Women, you don't want love." I mean, if a man DM me and ask me, "Have you ever thought about marriage?" I'm going to think, like, first of all, do you need papers? Is it a visa? Like, whoa, where are we going here? Like, the first question you ask me, you don't even say, how am I? How are you? A random stranger, right? And we're having a bit of fun with this, but let's be honest, guys. Some of you, that's what you're doing. You're sliding in people's DMs, strangers, and you're saying, "Have you ever thought about trading?" Don't do it. It's a turn off, right? It's a very big turn off. Don't do it. Here's what you can do. You can slide in someone's DMs that you genuinely like their profile and you can compliment them or say hello to them. Say, "Hi, I really like your last post. Very motivational." Right? "I really like your profile." Right, now, this is where you have to be careful, guys, right? Especially for men doing it to the women. You want to make it clear, right, that you're not trying to chat them up, okay? Because some women get their back up straight away and think like you're trying to like check them and stuff. And women also don't think that because someone's sliding in your DMs that they're trying to chat you up either, all right? So for a man complimenting a woman in their DMs, right, you got to be just a little bit careful of how that's going to come across. So let's say, for example, you message someone and, you really like their page, you think they'll be really good for the business. You look for something that they are doing that you're able to compliment them, that you like about their page. So let's say we have Nikita, right? Nikita's really good at her, she's consistent on doing her, what would you call it? Her exercises, right? Now, yes, I'm seeing her strut those muscles. Come on there, right? So now, if I'm a man and I see Nikita, I think, her consistency is very good. Because they're the type of people that you look for, right? You want people that are consistent, because how you do anything is how you do everything. So I would then, I could message Nikita and just say, "Hey, I really love your page. I was showing my little sister, she's really inspired by your page." Or, me and my partner, bring in a third party so it doesn't look like you're being weird. You can bring in a third party. Or you can compliment the fact that she's very consistent. "I love your consistency. Do you have, are you doing this for business? Is this like, do you have a website? Is this leisure?" So you can ask a question around what they do rather than around who they are, if that makes sense, right? Or their looks. Because if you mention looks, like I could be like, Nikita, whoa, I love the way you do those exercises. That could be a little bit like, off the cuff. So you got to be very careful how you compliment, okay? And for women, if somebody comes in your DM and compliments you, don't all get your back up straight away and be like, oh, they're weird, and block them, because that could just be a genuine conversation. Don't judge every person that DMs you as if they're a thing. You know how many people have DM'd me and it was for one thing and then it turned into something else and their conversation grew into something else, right? So it's important to have an open mind, but also don't come across weird in the DMs, right? So number one, don't come across weird. Don't be sliding in DMs, and definitely don't be saying, have you ever thought about trading? All right. Always talk. Number two is always talk to people about themselves, not about you. All right. Always talk to people about themselves, not about you. Ask questions, right? Ask questions about them. And don't ask closed questions. You guys know what I mean by closed questions, right? Closed questions have a yes or no answer. Ask open questions, right? Ask open questions like, you could say, how's the how's the pandemic for you, but how is your business, doing during, this season? How's family? You can see something on their page that you can ask, talk to me a little bit about your business. What do you do? Basic, simple questions like that can really help you to start building positive conversations with people. Have you ever had a friend and every time you talk to them, they only talk about themselves? How does that feel to you? Have you ever had a relationship with a friend and you can never, like, you're not even feeling good and they will never know because they never ask you. They just assume that you're always good all the time and they just talk about themselves all the time. All right? Be interested in other people. Ask other people questions. Take a genuine interest. Number three is give value. Try to give them value. If you can give somebody value, right, they're going to remember you. They're going to thank you for it. Give them value. So by value, you could say, they could come up with a conversation and you could say, oh, okay, I know somebody that does that, or I know a website. Have you seen this? You could send them a post, or you could send them a free website of whatever it is that they're interested in. Show them that you are actually a valuable person for them to have a relationship with, a communication with. What could you offer for free that could really help that person? Oh, I see that you're into a routine. Have you seen this diary page? It really helps you to schedule and stuff. Have you had a look at this? Or you could say, oh, look, one of my friends is doing this. You can connect people to information, okay? That's one thing that you can do. Number 4, this is a big deal for me, and you guys all know this, Instagram Lives. Instagram Lives is how you're going to get people in your DMs rather than you going in theirs. I do not go into anybody's DMs, guys. I am against I don't slide in DMs. I don't like it. I think it's very distasteful. And, think about, like, the way I like to think about it is this. Would Oprah be sliding in your DM? Most of you are shaking your head saying no. Why would Oprah not slide in your DMs and beg you to do her coaching and start conversations with you? Why would Oprah not do that? She knows who she is. I love that. She doesn't need to. She's too busy. She doesn't need to. Posture. No value. So here's what I want you to do. And for the men, who do you want to be, men? I'm not a man, so I don't know. Right? But for the ladies, can I get a man to just type in, who do you want to be? Say, is Denzel Washington? Or is that still a woman's point of view? Denzel. Sorry. Let's see. Steve Harvey. There we go. All right. And that was still said by a woman. Let's see. All right. So I want you to think, every time you're about to have a conversation with someone, ask yourself, is this what Oprah would say? Or is this what Steve Harvey would say? Or is this what Denzel would say? In that position, or Muhammad Ali, what would Oprah do? Oprah would not be sliding around in people's DMs. She's a professional. So if she had a coaching course, what would she do? She would mark it on her page and she would do an Instagram live, or she'd go on television and tell people to do what? Come to her. She's not going to go around chasing people. She's going to market herself properly enough so people can come to her. So how do we market? Instagram lives. How else do we market? Getting ourselves in positions like radio, getting ourselves in position. And obviously because of lockdown right now, we're restricted, but actually going to events, marketing ourselves so that these people can now be attracted to you. You have to be attractive to people for them to come to you, rather than you forcing yourself sliding in people's DMs. I do not slide in people's DMs. It's distasteful, guys. It's low posture. I don't do it because I know Oprah wouldn't do it. Now, you can message someone and compliment them, right? You can message someone and compliment them and talk about something not about your business unless they ask, right? That's the rule. You don't talk about your business unless they ask. And even then, right, you don't want to sound too desperate by giving them everything. I've seen a screenshot where someone was like, Nikki, I got this far, and then after that, they just ignored me. So it's like, send me a screenshot. Let me have a look. Mighty. They did really well. The person came to them. And then when the person said, oh, what do you do? Instead of them saying like, okay, look, it's a bit too complicated for me to tell you now. I'd rather show you rather than tell you. If you got time later on, so I can show you, physically show you on the computer. They then sent a long message. And then right at the bottom, it had $325 to join. But the message was so long. I was like, that's not how you do it. All right. Think about how you got started. Think about how you heard this information. So we have to be very, Oprah would never do something like that. Never. So we have to have the right posture in the sense where you can't come across desperate, guys. We have the information that's changing lives right now. We are giving away information. How many of you understand the quality of what we have here in I Am Academy for $325? Like, do we all understand that this is too cheap? Like, this information that we have that's creating millionaires and billionaires for only $325, one-off enrollment, and then $235 or £200, wherever you are. This is too, I don't just say it on opportunity calls. It's too cheap. It is too cheap. The knowledge that we're getting, to be taught by 7 and 8 figure earners, is just unheard of. So we have to have that posture and know yes, you may want to have a goal of hitting P150. Yes, you may want to have a goal of hitting P600 or whatever, but your posture has to be right, guys. Don't be desperate. And, last week we spoke about how we should be defending our territory, defend Wealthier World, defend I Am Academy. It's our business. Right? So that's the next point. You've got to be strong. You've got to be convicted in your business. So when it does come across for you to discuss your business, you know how to discuss your business. Do you have an elevator pitch? Do you understand how to talk about your business with confidence, if not practice? Someone says to you, oh, so what do you do then? What would you say? If you bumped into someone in Sainsbury's and they literally were standing next to you in a queue, could you say enough for you to get their number to invite them on an opportunity call? Do you have that confidence? Because part of posture is definitely confidence. You got to be confident about what you're doing, confident about who you are. Now, confidence doesn't mean that you have the best results yet. Confidence is about knowing what it is that you have. Is different from actually seeing, 7 figures in your trading account. So let's be absolutely clear. We were on the IBO call on Friday and we were speaking to a few different people, and there was, a few people saying, I haven't done much. I've only been in a little while. I've only placed a few trades and cleared a few trades, and I've only, but actually that's a big deal. If you've been in this academy for less than 2 months, less than 6 months, and you've placed a trade and you've seen profit in one trade, even if it's just one, you have a result. Because when I joined, and Angelina can tell you this, Auntie Anne can tell you this, we did not have any results in our first 7 months. We were trading, making 10p, 10p, 64p, and we were celebrating like it was a million. I found some of those videos, ladies. I might post them. I'm talking about we were there. Let me see if we were there, right? And we were posting in the WhatsApp group that we made 90p. How many of you will be celebrating? I mean, we were celebrating like we hit chairman for 90p, guys. 90p. 40p. Thank you, I stand corrected. So times have changed now. It's never been so easy. With HFX, we didn't have HFX. HFX and DCX, we didn't even have that when we started. Right now, the softwares that we have is so good. The price is too cheap. And I'm so happy and grateful that we are in now, because when the price goes up, we're going to be grandfathered at our price. But I can tell you this, the prices will go up. The prices will go up, guys. So it's a blessing that we're here. It's such a blessing, right? So when it comes to posture, you can't be acting desperate. You can't be acting desperate. Sometimes you have to, you got to play the long game, guys. People will come back to you. You don't have to be going begging people the right. Let me tell you this, write this down. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person, and you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. You cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. What do I mean by that? When I came in and I saw this opportunity, the system weren't great. But it doesn't matter what the system looked like. I saw the right thing. Doesn't matter what was going on with the back office. If you ever see what back office looked like when we first joined, do you guys remember it? Auntie Anne. It was green. It had a little green and a little circle things and black. And it took ages to log in. But none of that mattered, because I knew that the company was going big places and I wanted to be attached to it. So nothing they could say about what was going on in the company could deter me, because I knew what it was. Whereas the wrong person, they could use that to quit. How many of you, put a number 1 in the chat right now, how many of you, since you've joined, have had at least one reason that could have made you quit? Put a 1 in. One reason that could have made you quit. Just one. So I want you to really understand that, this thing called success is not that you're not going to go through stuff, but actually is that you're going to grow through stuff, right? Success is about, it's either going to make you or break you, guys. It's either going to make you or break you. Can you keep showing up every single time? Can you continue to show up without seeing results? Like Tosin, when Tosin jumped on, she didn't see results for time. She got crucified by her friends and her family. People telling her she was doing this scam and that scam and all this stuff. But look at her now. She didn't give up. And so many of us have probably things that has gone on that maybe nobody knows about, or things that, you may have shared with 1 or 2 persons that could have made you quit. But you're still here. And so what I want you to understand is the value of this. How many of you actually bought XRP when I told you to before 2021 started and made money? Right? That type of information alone you wouldn't get off YouTube. That type of information alone you would not get from watching people's stories. But as I said to the leaders this morning, I don't go to bed sometime because I'm researching so I can give you guys the information. That's what you call dedication to the cause. You may not see the results straight away, but it's making sure that you're consistent. Consistency will make up for where skill set lacks. Consistency will make up for where skill set lacks. I can promise you guys that. I did not get to where I got to in the bank because of just skill set. It was consistency. I did not get to where I am right now in this academy because of skill set. It's consistency. Just be consistent. Do the right things and you're going to see the results. Don't be connected to the results. Be connected to doing the right things. What do you do on a daily basis? Because if now we're saying posture, guys, How do you begin to market yourself? How do you begin to build relationships? If you're single on this call and you desire to have a partner, how is that partner going to find you, or how are you going to find them if you're locked in your house? If you're single right now, what does a single person need to do to allow themselves to be found? What do they need to do? They need to be seen. They got to get out, position themselves. Come out the house, show up, right? You got to put yourself in an environment that's going to allow you to be able to find what it is that you want, or to be found. Now, it could even be opening the front door to a delivery man, and that delivery man ends up being like the man of your dreams. But if you don't open the door, he ain't going to see you. It could be a delivery woman, whoever, right? It might even just be opening the front door. Now, we are blessed that we have social media. What am I saying? Instagram lives, posting. This is what gets you out there. Joining groups. How many of you have little Facebook groups, church groups, online stuff? You got to get yourself visible to be able to build relationships. This is not just in business, but this is in life. For those of you that joined the call with Bookie on Saturday, I shared with you guys that it was the fact that I went out to an event where I met her. She heard me speak. I heard her speak. We instantly were attracted to each other. The calling and was just very aligned. Clubhouse, TikTok, right? All this stuff. And, we say things like, oh, I don't do Instagram. No, you never used to do Instagram because you didn't have a purpose of that. But now you're growing a business. You need to market your business, right? We need to market our business. So you see, especially if we're listening to Neno, those negative words that we put over. So, I don't do this, I don't do that, right? We have to come out of that kind of language and stop saying I don't do. All right? We now have to start doing things. Start talking up. How do you know that maybe inside the Wealthier World group chat is the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams? But guess what? You don't talk in there because you're shy, or you say you're the new kid. Sometimes I'm like, where are all the men at? There's a lot of men in the team, guys. They're just not talking that much. Yeah, I see you, Derek, smiling. It's okay, sir. Right? Them silent, but they're there. And I know that they're reading the messages. I know that they're in the chats. India saying which part? You listen, stop looking for man. You're here for financial freedom, girl. Right? We're just using it as a metaphor, ladies. Calm down. All right? But the point is, it's the same concept. If you don't get out there, right? And it's easier for us because you don't need to get out your bed. You just type in the chat. And I know Derek's got some jokes that he could pop in the chat for us and make us laugh. I know that we got some men on this call right now. Nikki, fly them Cupid arrows. Ricardo, behave yourself. Behave yourself, young man. Right? But this is where we're supposed to, we have a network. Like the other day, I was looking for, a specific workman. And it should be easy for me to just drop in the chat and go, hey, do we have a plumber in the team? Right? Because we are a community. We're a force. So if we don't know what's going on in our own team, if I don't know what Nikita's profession is, if I don't know what Kaf's profession is, then how do we know that this network could be more than just a network of traders? But now we can be bringing forward relationships, bigger relationships, right? And I'm not talking about conflicted network marketing companies before everyone starts thinking that we're going to start cross-recruiting. I'm thinking about a skill set. How many of you ever needed a plumber last year? How many of you ever needed someone to fix something in your house, a carpenter? How many of you ever needed a boiler man? The boiler broke down, you can call a boiler man, right? How many of you needed a little something fixed? Okay? But if we don't talk in the chats, if we're not, and I'm not encouraging everyone to drop their business links in the chat because we know that's not what we're here for. But I'm saying through conversation, natural conversation, I need a TV repairman, Lavinia. There we go. All the requests start coming out, right? Lavinia needs a TV repairman. TV Brockdom. You ain't got no business watching TV anyway. Oh, it's for the kids, innit? So yeah. Right? But you understand what I'm saying? This is not just about business. This is about building relationships, right? Because you never know in life. So just being in this community in itself is worth the £200 a month. Wouldn't you agree, guys? Wouldn't you agree that this thing is too cheap? Like, I'm not even overgassing it. I'm looking and I'm grateful. I'm like, I remember when it was just me, my mum, my grandmom, and her husband, Auntie Anne, Angelina, and a few others. There was just 12 of us. But this community that we've come into, guys, that has now thousands of people, is a community alone that's worth the membership. And not only can you network in this community, not only can you now, if you go to Dubai, you have someone who can pick you up in the airport. You can just drop in, hey guys, I'm in Dubai. We have a team in Dubai. You go to Jamaica, same thing. Come to UK, same thing. Certain parts in America, same thing. We have an amazing community here in these group chats. And so we must take pride that when people are coming in, they understand what they're coming in for. They understand that what they're coming in is far bigger than just trading. How many of you have had someone pray for you in this family? How many of you have had someone ring you outside of hours to help you set something up? Put a 1 in the chat. How many of you had more than just trading? How many of you had breakthroughs? Had extra ideas that you've been able to take into your own life? This business is bigger than just trading. I would pay, even if I wasn't making any money, I will pay to stay into this community because of the value. Nano alone, powerful. So when you get approached by someone who tries to downgrade what you have to know what it is that you have, and your posture must be proud. Your posture must be there so that you don't let them bring you down, but in fact, you then are able to say, nah, what we got here is bigger than just money. We got to protect the family, guys. No one come in with negative energy. It should be rejected. We don't want no negative energy here. And I just want to say something in regards, this is the next thing. All right, never burn your bridges either, guys. Don't burn your bridges. All right, someone leaves the community for whatever reason. We don't want to burn our bridges. You don't just, like I had a guy, not in our community, but another team. He was asking one of the leaders at the leadership chat, people have no, it's not fair. So when the leader said to him, so what did you say when he said he was quitting? He was like, he just told him, stay broke. Go stay broke. And just cuss him off and block him and delete him. We're like, no, we don't treat people like that. How do you know that person's leaving because maybe they had something happen in their family? Maybe it wasn't the right time. How many people have had, they've gone away, they've come back. So we don't burn our bridges. We don't wish people any bad. We don't want to hurt. We don't want anyone to leave, and we're not cussing nobody out. Like, let's treat people how we would want to be treated. And that's how you build long-lasting relationships. That's when people are going to be attracted to your spirit. Let them be attracted to your spirit, because when people are attracted to your spirit, when you're giving value, all of a sudden you see people. I get people every day, Nikki, what's that trading thing you're doing now? I've been seeing you posting for ages, but it wasn't on my head, but now I'm interested. Don't burn your bridges. Don't be a nasty person just because you're desperate to build your business. Because that's where it goes bad. When you are not, listen, this business is like buses. When you're not, when you're looking for it, it doesn't come. But the minute you relax and you begin to appreciate your personal development, you begin to appreciate yourself, all of a sudden, 2, 3, you'll see people reach out to you. Hey, I want to join. But that doesn't happen without the consistency. You've got to be posting. You've got to be talking about it consistently so people know where to come back to. But if you get doubts and you jump, you're in and out, lack of consistency. Consistency is the key, guys. Consistency, right? Now, when it comes to your posture, not being desperate is important, yes. When it comes to your posture, making sure that you're putting yourself out there is important, yes. When it comes to your posture, you must also have a standard. If you fall for everything, you stand for nothing. You must have a standard. What is it that you're willing to accept? What is it that you're not? Right now, before anyone gets my link, I'm interviewing them because I don't want no one to waste my time. Before anyone gets my link, I'm interviewing them. I'm asking them questions. What's your goal? Before I give you my link, like, tell me, what is your goal right now? What is it that you want to achieve? Because I don't want you to come in under false expectation. This is what is going to be required. Are you ready to really do this? Are you ready to be coachable? Are you someone that needs to be motivated, or are you self-motivated? Am I going to have to keep calling you every week, or can you take instructions? Have some standards. Don't be so desperate. When someone comes to you, ask them the questions. Find out what their expectations are and tell them what it is. I interview anyone who wants my link. I interview them. I don't just give out my link like that no more. I don't give out my link like that. I'm tired of people wasting my time. I'm tired of people trying to drag down the standards. So now I interview. If you want to come into my business, I want to know what you are going to bring to the table. What is it that you want to be here for? Is it, extra £100 a month? This is not fast money, right? If you don't have £1,000 to put in your trading account straight away, the likelihood is, if you don't have a strong work ethic, you're not going to make your money in your first month. So what's the plan month 2? Let's talk about it now, so I don't see you quit in 3-4 weeks time. If you don't have £1,000 to put in your trading account now, what's the plan for month 2? Or are you going to have a good work ethic to make sure you make that monthly fee? Or are you going to be 2 and 3 and invite some persons onto the call so that you can become free? Let's talk about it. Let's not pretend like the fee is not going to come up in 4 weeks. What is your work ethic like? Because when you come in the group, you're going to see people making hundreds of pounds every day, thousands sometimes. But you're not going to start there because they've been compounding for a while. So you can't compare somebody's 2 years to your day 1. So what is it that you're going to bring to the table? Do you have leadership aspirations? Are you a positive person? Can you bring positive vibes in the group chat? I'm now interviewing people before they come in because I understand what this community can do. I understand what this community can do. So now you've got to have that type of posture, guys. Really ask people what they, I know you've been on the opportunity call and it was all fantastic, and yes, I'm happy for you to join and I really want to help you. So you're going to do positive affirmations. But just so I can understand how best to help you, what is your intention? What's your goal? How much do you want to make in your first month? If you don't make that money in your first month, are you prepared to pay that monthly the second month to give yourself breathing space? Because in the first month, you may be trading on demo for a week or 2. If you don't have enough money to pay that subscription, then do you want to start trading in your first week and do copy and paste? Or do you want to bring 2 people in to help you? Because I don't want you to miss out on what this community has to offer just because you may not be able to afford to stay in. Because to be fair, if you got a chance to be in a circle with Oprah, regardless if it was like a building business or helping you to start a business, in your first month, it wouldn't be done. You wouldn't even be able to make probably money in your first month. So would you actually find that money to stay in that group chat with Oprah? Or are you going to let your money waste? Or you're going to get the work done faster to make sure that you can prepare for it. So it's very important, guys. Standards. And the last point I'm going to make is know when to say no. This is going to hurt some of you guys because I know you guys really want to build your businesses. But I want to tell you this now. With the standard, there may come a time where you have to say no. I have said no to people before. Someone DMing me like, yo, I want to make money fast. I said, look, let's have a conversation. Let me really understand what it is. Let me understand. Oh yeah, I said, so what happens is when you come in, you enter a group chat. Oh, I don't go in group chats. Okay. That's fine. You don't have to go in the group chat. You don't have to go in the group chat. You can just follow the blueprint, and then you can, go on the back office yourself. So what? I'm gonna have to go on to the system. I'm like, yeah. What? Can't you just text me the trades when they come in? No, that's not how it works. Okay. So if I come in and I go onto the system, would I be able to make money the first day? I'm like, yeah, you will, but how much time are you willing to put in? Well, obviously, like, I don't want to commit to nothing, but maybe like 20 minutes a day. I'm like, look, to be honest, I don't want you to waste your money. I don't want you to waste your money. Like, seriously, I really like to help you, but I don't think I'll be able to mentor you. Why would I put myself through that? These are the telltale signs. Some of you, I know, if you're one away from P600, one away from P150, you're like, yo, I'm going to take that and I'll figure it out later. Don't do it. You damage the family that way. Because guess what? When they leave, what do? They talk bad, and then they go on all these sites and they start to say that we didn't help them and they didn't make no money. It's better. You have to learn how to say no sometimes. Now, that's an extreme case. Sometimes we can work with people and we really do want to help, but you also mustn't lower your standards, because 9 times out of 10, how many of you have brought somebody in before and you wish you didn't, because you wasted so much time with them and you're like, you know what? I saw the signs from the beginning. I just didn't listen to my gut. I saw the signs from the beginning. I knew they wasn't going to come in and pay. I knew they wasn't going to come in and pay attention. From day one when they joined and I couldn't get hold of them, I knew it was a wrap from there. So imagine your business is like your job. When you was applying for your job, you went with your best suit. You went there with you rehearsed what you was going to say. Well, when someone comes into your business, if they're not putting their best foot forward, they're the telltale signs. You got to be saying, look, when you come into our group chat, you're coming in with high net worth people, This ain't really no joke thing. You got to set that expectation from the beginning, guys. So I really want us to really work on that posture. Work on that posture, because we know that there's big results happening. Now, a lot of you have been messaging me about boot camp. All right, hold on, before I go into that, put some 7s in the chat if that was helpful, guys. If that was useful, let me know that was useful to you guys. All right. So that was posture. All right. That was posture. I'm going to stop recording.